Ramble.
Thank you to Rosetta Stone for sponsoring today's episode. Okay, welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Today, we're talking about Ryan Gosling's music career. Yeah, I'm talking about Goose, baby Goose himself. Ryan Gosling has a band.
Y'all didn't know that this man has a whole album.
This is a major shout out to all the Guilty Whores out there. Y'all commented, do Ryan Gosling's music. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you mean his cover of Push by Matchbox 20?
By Sapphire?
Which I had, no, Jesus. I want to say that I know we're going to be treading a fine line here today. We are not speaking about film.
We're on strike.
We're on strike. That said, there's a soundtrack and Ryan Gosling does sing a cover of Matchbox 20. And the way that he says, I want to take you for grandma.
I don't know what you're saying.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
So he does a Matchbox 20 cover, and instead of singing, I want to take you for granted, he goes, I want to take you for grandma. And it makes me laugh so fucking hard.
This is what I'm talking about. Zach just knows music in a way that like regular folk don't.
Yeah, I love music. I'm very excited. Before the episode started, I found there's a documentary about Ryan Gosling's band. We'll get into it in a minute, I promise. From Pitchfork, and Kelsey says, watch Pitchfork. And I go, you don't know Pitchfork?
Here's the thing, because I've always stood by the fact that your entire identity can't be both music and film. You're either a film girly or you're like a passionate music girly. You are annoyingly both. Like, you talk about music in a way where I imagine people think about the way I talk about food is annoying, where I'm like, it's an experience, it's colors, it's science, it's generational trauma. And they're like, what? And that's how you talk about music.
I had no idea that you felt this way.
That you were an annoying music girly?
And I'm thrilled that you
curated your own wedding playlist. You took 0 suggestions from guests.
Yeah, fuck the guests. They don't know. People fucking, no, don't you even dare. People try to go up to my DJ, and when they realized that the DJ wasn't taking their request, they started going, the groom has asked for, and it's like, no, I certainly did not.
They know.
One request got through, and I'm still mad about it.
Was it Hey Now?
No, Hey Now?
Hey Now, Hey Now.
No,
Man,
that was on the playlist. No, someone requested Latch. Now I've got you in.
Oh, that's a good one.
But then he played a remix of Latch with Coldplay's Viva La Vida. And
holy shit.
The mashup nobody asked for.
Coldplay at your wedding, man? I'm sorry.
Chilled me to the core. Did
you run over there and say, no, big boy's wedding, no?
Well, he had strayed from the playlist at that point, and we were into some like deep EDM, and it was like, he's like, everyone's fucked up now. I'm just gonna like put my my trance playlist on.
Can I tell you, I went to a wedding in Mexico right before yours.
Yeah.
And a DJ who was playing the after party, you know, when the old people go to bed and everyone's ready to get litty fam. The DJ was playing like EDM, no vocal, like trance music.
Yeah.
And the bride was like, guys, you have to go tell him to change the music. Like, you have to. And so I went up to him and I went, hey, like, the bride really wants something different. Like, she wants to hear WAP and like Pitbull, like party songs. And he held his hand up to me and he goes, I'm not changing the music. I'm taking you all on a journey.
Whoa.
By the way, can I say respect?
Can I tell you what happened? The drunk bridesmaid kicked him off the DJ booth, and we got our friend's little brother to DJ the rest of the wedding. And he still got paid.
I'm going to take you on a journey to unemployment.
To never getting hired again. But it was wild. But music's so vital in that environment.
Hell yeah. Ryan Gosling is having a moment, and it's a moment that was stolen from us because of the strike. We can't celebrate the man in all of his glory. So we decided, actually, you Guilty Horse pointed out that Ryan Gosling has a music career. In 2009,
This is long ago?
Long ago. Ryan Gosling released an album under the band name Dead Man's Bones.
Yeah, you heard that.
This is a collaboration, and it was something. So just to put us in time, look, we don't want to talk about struck work. So we're not going to be talking about movies. It's going to be very hard. But Ryan was a star at this time.
Wait, can you give me a hint about what?
His MTV Movie Award kiss had happened years prior.
Wow, so he's peaking.
He's hot.
Okay.
This is post MTV Movie Awards, but pre hanging out with Steve Carell. Wink, 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 wink.
Ooh, yeah, that's also peak. Ryan Gosling hasn't dipped. What are we talking about? He's having a moment. He stayed in a moment.
You know what's crazy too is that at every stage of his career, he has been derided for not being good looking enough, which is crazy.
Who said that ever?
Okay, when we did an episode on the movie that had the MTV Movie Award gifts that we're not talking about because we're good.
That has to do with paper.
Are we even, is we, by even being coy, are we being scabby? I'm trying my best over here.
The word
You're doing great.
scabby is just, ugh.
Thank you.
Keep it up, King.
Thanks, sweetie.
Don't get us canceled, King.
We saw a fun fact in that episode that we did last time we talked about Ryan Gosling that he was cast because he wasn't conventionally attractive. And then the TikTok conversation in this past year was that he wasn't good enough to play a iconic toy. So I'm just like, the fuck are you guys talking about? Because from where I'm sitting, Ryan Gosling is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's charming.
Sensitive.
Charitable. And let me tell you, he's also a spooky little weirdo.
Yo.
Big time.
We've been teasing this, and I think that the time has come for us to talk about the actual music, because Dead Man's Bones was a rock duo. It was Ryan Gosling and a man named Zach Shields. They've released one album. It was in October of 2009, and everything about this project is confusing and fascinating and weird and charming. It did you look up anything about it, Kelsey, or did you just listen to it?
I just listened and
how would you
notes.
describe it?
This is like when you're like, man, a mega star of that caliber, he's got to just be human, right? Like he's got to just like, what does he do in his, personal time off? But then you hear this and you're like, you know what? It's probably better that I don't know what he's into in his off time. I like the image of him being a perfect human being because this shit is fucking weird.
I feel like I listened to the album and I'm like, oh, Gosling's got some bones in them closets.
Yo.
Oh, really? You feel like it's hiding something deeper?
No. But he clearly likes spooky shit.
No, wait, I'm going back to, I think he's hiding something here.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Bones.
Let's hear the
featuring children.
Yeah.
Underground, Your Body is a Zombie. Hello. You got to only hear a couple of the titles of the tracks to understand this guy's got some bones in his closet.
Oh. So the most popular song from their album is "In the Room Where You Sleep." Miles, can we play a little clip from that?
Yeah, you got it. In the Room Where You Sleep?
Yep. So the album cover it has like B-movie exploitation font.
Oh my God.
You get hit with this spooky keyboard like harp. And then he comes in like a crooner.
I kind of love this.
Yeah,
okay,
it's sick.
Right? It's giving haunted ghost singing at the bar at Disney's Haunted Mansion ride. It sounds like something that could have been in his movie where he met his wife, but also the Paper movie. You know what I mean? This is Halloween themed.
You can hear the sound of clapping cheeks.
And then when this drops, I really dug it.
It's giving District 12 in the new Hunger Games book. Yeah.
So, okay, we can only play so much of it. This is an instant Halloween classic. And to describe the whole album, you got a little glimpse of it. It's very quintessential late 2000s indie. You have the vocal recording where like he's in an echoey hallway, he's crooning, he's emotional, he's soft.
You can't understand anything.
No, it's all gobbledygook gibberish.
Yeah.
I dove a little bit into the production of it, and it's hard for me to just...
Wait, can I tell you what I wrote down for the production of it?
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy that got a keyboard for the first time and was like, man, I'm good. The sound engineer's like, man, there's not much I can do with this, but I'm getting paid. And he's like, yeah, how do I add more creepy into this? And the sound engineer's like, kids, ? And a very chopstick-esque staccato beat. And if all of that sounds confusing to you, the answer is exactly.
So we forgot to mention that this entire album, you didn't hear it on this song, was recorded with the Silver Lake Conservatory Children's Choir.
The Silver Lake?
Yeah.
As in Los Angeles?
Of course.
Why do we have a child's choir? Oh over there.
You got it. Children gotta sing.
No, because of course, they're angsty fucking coffee drinking children on the east side of Silver Lake being like,
hipster kids.
Dead man's bones. Yeah, fuck you, mom and dad. And I'm a relationship anarchist, even though I'm 7.
I gotta say, Kelsey, your read on this, to me, I don't even hear anything. I just hear vibes.
Oh yeah, no. To be clear,
and I'm all along for it.
I'm a huge fan of this. I don't know if it wasn't coming off.
Now, okay, got it. Now I'm listening to your review again, and I agree.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by it. It is a spooky concept album that, you know, there's some songs that feel vaguely like Arcade Fire demo. It reminds me, I mean, this is the era when Zooey Deschanel had She and Him, obviously very different musically, but there's something in the air. I think this was the peak of indie, and I'm so stunned that I missed this. But what I really like about, you mentioned the kind of haphazard recording, right? This sounds like someone just got a keyboard. That sound is intentional. So the pair, this is from the research that I did, they played all the instruments themselves, the two of them, even though they had never touched them before.
Oh, it's apparent, my guy. It's literally, okay, I'm not kidding. I don't know if I could like do this as a recreation, but have you ever sat in front of a piano and you're like, wait, I don't know how to play the piano. So you do this. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam.
And you're like, holy shit, can we record this? Guys.
Start singing along like, yeah, we're singing the piano. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. And it's 2 notes. Yeah, that's what's happening.
So Keith has a bunch of synthesizers, and whenever I'm having a goofy day, I'll be playing with them, and I am convinced I'm a rock god.
Of course.
And I'm like, how do we bottle this? How do we? The world needs to hear this. But so Gosling and Zach Shields, they decided not only to play instruments that they didn't know how to play, they decided to play without a click track. For those who don't know, when you are recording music, there's a duck, duck, duck,
metronome?
duck. It's a metronome, and it keeps you on beat. So they decided to do it without that, which encourages this kind of sloppy,
long,
fun. It just like, it feels spontaneous almost. And then they also had a rule where they could only record up to 3 takes per instrument. So what you get is something that is intentionally like rough around the edges, and it kind of lends to the spookiness, the fact that like there's a little arrhythmicness going on sometimes.
It's giving like they recorded it in a crowded bar where like somebody grabbed like a tin can and was kind of like, yeah. And then they're like, all right, you pick up that wooden bar stool. And the guy's like, all right. And like again, big fan of it. But you have to go into it being like, I'm about to hear improv.
Yeah.
I would love you to play a second from Dead Hearts and then skip to like about the middle, or maybe like the 2/5 mark. I screenshotted it on my phone. I don't know why, but something took my breath away. So this is how the album begins.
Oh my God.
Wait, this is the intro?
This is kind of moving me.
Yeah. It's actually, I believe, the second song. The intro is a spoken word track that's spooky. It reminds me of some early Grizzly Bear, you know, without the what's the word I'm looking for? Without the when people sing and they sing together, harmony.
Yeah.
Okay, I take back everything I said about you being a musical expert.
He's not into music.
So from this, I mean, it's... Wait, keep playing, though, a little bit, because something is about to change, I think. Yeah, and then these drums come in. Boom. There was something in this time, like, it reminds me of the feeling you get from reading the book Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
Karen O made a soundtrack that has this vibe as well. It's like, adventure is out in the wilderness, but I'm a sad boy, and I need to leave, and I'm just a child at heart, but I'm emotional.
not above violence.
And I'm not, and maybe I'll tear my hair out, and I'll scream from the mountain! You know, it's like... There's a sadness, there's a spookiness, there's a lust, there's a wanting, there's a heartbreak.
Oh, for sure, sad boy.
Sad boy energy. And there's something in the way that he sings. He's just getting up in the mic, and he's kind of just like, you can imagine his mouth just kind of like rubbing against a microphone.
Yeah, like way too much spit.
I want to be able to go off the beaten path when I travel. I don't want to be stuck to touristy areas. And when you get out of the major cities, it's really, really useful to know the local language, which is why I use Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app, and it truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. They've been the trusted expert for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered, and this is fast language acquisition. You really learn to speak, listen, and think in the language. I also love their True Accent feature. It recognizes your speech and gives you feedback on your pronunciation. This is an amazing value. You get a lifetime membership which has all 25 languages for any and all trips and languages you may need in life. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, our listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's $149 for unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/guilty today.
Also, when I heard the intro, which I really fuck with, because it's giving like an Odessa album where it's like somebody who's stoned left a voicemail on like an old recorder and they're playing it back, but it's like gobbledygook about life existentialism where it's like the stars.
I don't remember it. Let's see.
In the intro.
The tears on the ground.
Stop.
I'm moving away from the place.
Yeah.
And you're like, where is this gonna go?
To me, it's like, it feels like I'm reading the Necronomicon. Like I've stumbled upon a recording on the Book of the Dead.
Yes.
And like we're about to go on a journey. Okay, I need to tell you because everything will make more sense when I tell you the background of this album.
Because it's a choice without context to make with David S. Pumpkin's album. Unprompted.
This album's its own thing.
Yeah.
So they met in 2005 and they discovered a mutual obsession with Disneyland's The Haunted Mansion.
That's what I said
which
at the beginning!
you said. So literally, this is a concept album about how much they love spooky little stuff for kids.
Stop. I literally said it's as if he's a ghost singing at the bar at the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney. That's the exact visual I got when listening to this album. So they fucking nailed it, which makes me like it even more.
Wow.
So Zach of the band was so preoccupied with ghosts as a kid, he had to go to therapy.
Oh no.
Ghost-related therapy.
This just got weird.
Oh, it gets weirder.
No, Zachary.
Gosling.
No.
Our very own baby goose.
No.
His parents moved away from his childhood home where he grew up because his parents believed it was haunted.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Gosling is the child of ghost freaks.
Dude, what? Suddenly he makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
that
like
makes sense.
you were when you heard about like Shia LaBeouf's parents, you're like, I see. Now for some weird reason he makes so much sense. Because ghost parents aren't bad. Again, it's just a lifestyle choice. It's like having swingers for parents. You're like, oh, that fucking kid's parents fuck at the neighborhood parties. It's like, oh, that kid, Ryan's mom and dad fucking hunt ghosts on the weekend. It's like, it's
Did
not
you
weird.
hear Ryan had to move? Yeah, his parents say their house is haunted.
How do you explain that to your
But
child?
also, don't you like for this to just be one little blip in the Wikipedia page for this album, and it's not the thing we all know about Ryan Gosling? Like, what was going on in this house?
That's what I'm saying. That like we really don't pay enough money to therapists who constantly are like, but what happened in your childhood? Like, what were your mom and dad like? And you're like, I'm over it. I've forgiven them for everything. It's like, no. This can shape your one childhood incident can shape your entire fucking personality traits.
So they moved away from his childhood home because they thought it was haunted. I need to know.
Yeah.
Do you think it was like...
What was going down?
Do you think it was like a doll? Do we think it was a spooky door that kept closing?
Was a gas leak.
Like a family that died.
Well, have you heard about this?
No.
That you guys heard about this? You heard about this?
No.
So apparently there's like these ghost hunters or whatever that they discovered that most of these houses that have like paranormal sightings and stuff like that are caused by old pipes that are leaking gas into the homes, creating like a carbon monoxide effect of people that are like hearing things and whatever, and then they would fix them and it would kind of go away. Not to say ghosts don't exist, because I think that there's spooky things all around us. But this was kind of an interesting thing where this carbon monoxide effect from like old types of piping was causing these hallucinatory experiences.
This makes so much sense now for why the last album, or excuse me, the last track on the album, did you get to it?
Yeah.
Where it has this noise for like 2 minutes.
What?
And I was like, this is either someone having an orgasm or squeaky chairs. And now it makes sense. It's both. It's a squeaky ghost having a spooky orgasm. It literally is like,
You know what I'm remembering?
I'm going to play that. So I'm going to call you in the middle of the night and play that sound back to you.
No. It's got to be squeaky ghost.
Yeah.
Spoopy ghost.
You know what I'm realizing too is that Gosling was a child star.
Yeah.
He was on Disney Channel, right?
He's a childhood star. So he was a childhood star while haunted.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I just also read that he hated being a child. He is quoted saying, was bullied in elementary school and had no friends until he was 14 or 15. In grade 1, having been heavily influenced by an action film, he took steak knives to school and threw them at other children during recess.
Oh my.
This led to a suspension. Ryan Gosling is the ghost. He's the murderer. He was possessed by the ghost of his house.
What a spooky little weirdo.
Someone should make a movie
I'm
about
trying
his
to read.
life.
There's a really long article that apparently has a bit about his haunting. So I'm really trying to quickly scrub through this.
Now, I mean, Ryan Gosling, like, I'll say that I really respect there being a project from a big star that no one has heard about.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's crazy to me that this went under the radar. Ryan Gosling tells the story of his childhood experience with the supernatural. It isn't spooky, and he tells it in a heavily boiled down manner, without a hint of flourish. When he was young, very young, like 4, living with his family in Cornwall, Ontario.
Of course.
Oh, this is Canadian ghosts.
Ooh, I've never had
Whoa.
one. Eh?
They must be polite. He thought...
Instead of boo, it's like, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Hey.
me.
Excuse me. They're all Italian.
Scusi, I'm a ghost.
I'm a Canadian ghost. Excuse me.
There are Italians in Canada.
Sure. Bonjour, I'm a ghost.
I'm a little ghost.
He was 4 years old.
Okay.
He thought he saw an old man
No.
in his house. This is now a quote. Quote, he just sat.
Ew.
And I knew from a very young age that he was a ghost too.
You?
As well.
Okay.
He scared me. I told my mother, but she couldn't see him. Nobody could. Oh! And I learned to live with that.
No.
I had to. Then oh my God.
That's so spooky, dude.
spooky.
Okay, we
right?
have to remember he's a professional actor.
He's a spooky little man.
He's literally a professional liar.
Okay,
We just have to remember.
Then a few years later, she thought she saw him. Then almost right away, I have chills.
He's right behind you.
Are they
Zach.
multiplying?
Then almost right away, my cousin saw him. Then my uncle. And we were out of there in a fairly short order. So my mom said she saw the ghost, but she was also obsessed with Zelda and reading Lord of the Rings. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. I don't believe I saw a ghost. I don't believe my house was haunted. I think I had an overactive imagination.
There you
I was
go.
so convinced that those around me became
Theater kid.
convinced too. I don't believe in ghosts.
What?
No,
Wait,
he doesn't
wait.
believe- what a
So he
whirlwind.
doesn't- What?
He doesn't believe in ghosts. He's like, I saw a spooky little man sitting in my bed.
Now I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm going to make an entire album dedicated to his bones.
Yeah, he seems like he does believe in ghosts. He's not trying to piss him off. By
He literally
saying that.
put an orgasming ghost in the last track of his album.
This is from the article Welcome to Gosling Land by Tom Chiarella. So thank you, Tom.
Thanks,
Tom. I will be reading that later.
It's a long article.
Oh,
wow, that
wow.
gave me chills and then was so hilariously disappointing in the
Yeah,
end.
it's like I don't actually think any of this shit works.
Do you know what's funny when I was listening to this too? Is I was like, man, this sounds exactly like what I thought Ryan Gosling would sound like singing. Like, it wasn't surprising in a comforting way. I was like, oh yeah, no, there he is, just you
were kind of doing a Bob Dylan there. I liked it. Yeah,
but it sounds just like him.
He's very croony, and look, when we're talking about celebs with albums, I prefer that he's going into his emotions as opposed to doing the Renner thing where he's like, I'm actually a really good singer.
It's kind of awesome.
So we haven't given enough attention to the fact that Ryan recorded with a bunch of children. And I think that
I addressed it.
I think that we should listen to it. Let's
which one do you
go
want to play?
ahead.
Wait, no, please play my Body's
a Zombie for you.
Yes. Let me just say this. You thought Gwen Stefani's BANANAS was crazy? You ain't heard nothing yet.
This is one of my...
Further.
Oh, just give it a second. Let it build.
Sounds just like him, right?
Isn't this great?
I love this. Unironic.
Oh, 100%.
It's giving the vampire move. Wait for it. Back and forth, everybody. Put your lighters up.
I mean, right? Arcade Fire.
Yeah, very Arcade Fire.
Parano, like... And I'm not talking about Yeah, I'm talking about her solo stuff. There's a band that I love that, to my knowledge, only had one album. Maybe they had more. They were called Port O'Brien, and they had this vibe as well. There was something about the late 2000s indie scene and children choirs.
Wait, you didn't get to the best part.
What?
B-I-E. Zombie, zombie, zombie. What did they record this in a gymnasium?
Are there... Okay, Children of the World.
Yeah.
Miles, you were moved by that.
I think if I was listening to that on a road trip, like as dusk was going, I would tear up.
Yeah.
I hear that song and I feel like I just packed up my car, my station wagon, and I've just left my childhood home.
Yes.
I said goodbye to my girl.
Yep.
Pet my dog, and I'm driving into the sunset to start my
college.
new life.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's something so fucking funny. Just imagine this, guys, and this might be a little inside baseball. You're in Silver Lake at a gymnasium you've rented out because you're Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
You're in there with tambourines, little milk cartons. He's like, hey, kids, grab one. And what we're going to do here is you're just going to scream. Don't listen to what your parents said.
Right.
Don't worry about what your music teachers taught you. Fuck vocal lessons. You're going to scream, my body's a zombie for you.
Yeah.
And Timmy raises his hands and like, what does that mean?
Shut
my
up,
body's
Timmy.
a zombie for you?
Don't worry about it, kid.
You'll learn when you're older.
Yo.
And these kids are just like, my body's a zombie for you.
Is there anyone out there listening? What, this was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there listening?
Oh my God.
Who was on this album or who toured with him? Children of the World, I need to hear from you. Tell us if you... Because imagine how cool that would be.
Yeah, that's
You're
awesome.
a kid, and you got to sing with Ryan Baby Goose Gosling.
How are they not like on TikTok doing a series about this themselves?
You found the coolest kids ever who aren't on social media.
They aren't. They're like, we've toured with Ryan Gosling. You think I have TikTok, you fucking narc?
Oh, sorry. No, we're ghost children.
Yeah.
We
We actually don't exist.
We only read books.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you about the children. So
Thank you.
Okay.
as I said, the Silver Lake Conservatory Children's Choir, which was started by Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
So this is it's a nonprofit educational organization in California. I don't know why he did it, but I'm sure if I looked into it, it's a lovely thing. And so
You're canceled for some horrible thing they did.
Zach, the Children's Choir actually has a yearly fundraiser where they try and euthanize as many dogs as possible. But what's also cool, so he recorded this album with the Children's Choir, but then when they went around and toured, they played with a local children's choir in every city.
Whoa.
And I was just watching this Pitchfork mini doc on YouTube. And he would, get in this children's choir. They would come in on a bus. He rehearses with them because they're, they've never done this before. Yeah. And so you see Gosling like playing guitar and teaching these children.
In a gymnasium, gave them some apple boxes and was like, go fucking crazy kids.
But then if I understand it right, the openers, instead of like touring with another band, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I know.
It was a children's talent show.
I'm dead. I'm dying.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I'm killing myself. That was
Ryan,
so fucking cute. Of course he did.
I need to say this in the tamest way possible.
Yeah.
Gosling must have been drowning.
I've never heard children's talent show and then drowning in pussy directly next to each other in sentence structure.
It's fucking rude because you are the hottest man of all time.
Yeah.
At the height of your fame as an actor and a fucking rock star already drowning, right? Like rock stars just fuck people. That's what they do. And now you're also good with children.
Single or like moms that came there by themselves were trying to get it in. And he's like, you're married. I can't. You know what I mean? He's like turning down. He's turning away pussy out the door.
My phantom ovaries are bursting through my stomach.
Mine were burned long ago in that fire, so I couldn't tell you.
I want to release we got to release an Instagram story it's he's turning away pussy at the door. Kelsey on Ryan Gosling.
He's literally taking the tickets at his own show. He's like, I'm so humble. Sorry, ma'am, not you. Get out.
So there are 2 music videos, I believe. Or no, there's a couple. There's one for In the Room Where You Sleep.
Which is about the old man who watched him in his bed.
Oh my God. There's one for Dead Hearts and one for Papa Power.
Oh, we got to talk about that
song. Been able to watch these.
Oh, Papa Power.
Okay, let's do Papa Power.
Remember when I told you about the dun 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 dun?
Yeah.
I was listening to
I actually did like Papa Power.
How do you pronounce that?
P-A Power, but it's 3 words.
It's like burn the car, burn it all.
Okay, we got an old man.
Oh, this is music video?
Yeah. And this is with the warm glass.
Is that the Ghost
choir.
Man?
Oh, it's a bunch of people at a retirement home.
Are the retirement home going to be singing? Stop it right now.
I didn't know he was like an amateur filmmaker too.
Okay, we have the close-up of an old arm.
An old arm. It is spotted.
Yeah, liver spotted. Is he playing piano?
He's playing the piano.
Guys, I'm gonna fucking cry.
It's literally like the Paper movie.
Yeah. Like the Paper book.
What an interesting concept album.
He's a good person. He cares for the elderly.
Okay, skip forward for us. Oh, there
Stop.
he is!
Look at him.
There he is, Ryan.
Look at that outfit.
This is his preppy phase. I expected him to be spooky.
Well, no, it's like Riverdale. It's like goth prep.
I see.
Typewriter spotted.
Yep. Guitar in the back corner not being used.
Yeah, I was curious if they used like practical like things like a typewriter for drumming. Well, something in Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, it's the beat is a typewriter.
Oh.
Oh, there's no one in the audience.
There's like 5 old people in the audience. That's like, he's trolling us.
He just went to some random...
Dude, that's almost like, it's almost so pure that now it's like fake.
It feels evil.
It feels like performative.
Yeah,
it's
Ryan,
like, look at us.
Ryan, you're too good of a guy.
We're just at an old folks home playing for 5 people, and I'm fucking Ryan Gosling. No biggie.
By the way, though, like that is sort of the dream of fame, is that you're so famous, you're just like, I'm going to make a spooky album with my fucking homie, and we're going to put a bunch of kids in it. Like,
and
I
go
love
play
that.
around the country for old folks.
Yeah, like,
I don't have to worry about ticket sales.
It's also just like, that's the type of thing that if he was not already famous, like, would just not be able to have been made.
No.
Like, I like it because it found me through the internet, but it's just like such a niche, weird thing. That,
Do you know what? It was interesting though, because that's why my reaction was so strong when you said this was 2009, because I fully thought this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because how sound is cyclical, like fashion, it always comes back. And like if anyone listens out there and you've heard me talk about her a million times before, but Ethel Cain, who is a like goth pop artist who writes all of her songs in like a broken down house in Alabama on a piano and like literally like sleeps on a dirty mattress while writing. Like she gets fucking gross and into it to make her music. She's like one of the hottest artists right now. And I'm like, this could have been 3 weeks ago that he made this.
Is she like cosplaying being poor to make her?
No, I think she was poor. Okay. I think she was pretty poor.
I think that this album proves to me something that I knew, but it's just that Ryan Gosling's an artist.
He rocks, man.
He's not in it for the star power. And you look at, some of his early career choices. He was in indies and weird indies, and he tried to shunt away the heartthrob status that was thrust upon him. If I had the fame of Ryan Gosling, I would try and be a rock star. Because there's nothing better than, having people scream for you. And he said, no, I want to make my weird art projects and I'm going to go to perform for 5 people who are on death's door.
Well, you also
barely
have to
know
think
that
about
that I'm here in person.
You have to also think about like a lot of people knock on artists or like movie stars for doing music, but their medium of film, they don't ever get to perform in front of people unless they're doing theater, which like you have to be really fucking good. And of course you get to do like Q&As and events and stuff, but you're playing yourself. You don't ever get to really perform. And so this must be such a like refreshing outlet for him to be like, look what else I can do. I'm actually talented.
He's also on the keys in this. Like I thought that he would have been the one singing all of it, but
He didn't play. He'd never played before. That was the first day he ever sat down at a piano, and it shows.
Can we? I want to see if there's another music video or a live performance. I'm curious what that looks like.
Is it all just like teen girls?
It would be me.
Yeah, same.
So this is their number one YouTube video.
Okay.
It's called it's Dead Man's Bones Band, and it's In the Room Where You Sleep Live. Yeah, Dead Man's Bones
with a whopping 2.2 million.
That's the album cover, kids.
Album cover, kids.
It's a bunch of spooky children.
Oh, and look at that. He's got skulls on top of the piano.
He just did this thing. He looked at the key, went looked at the kids, did a little smirk. They all
Stop.
Best. Shouldn't work.
He's so twee. It's unbelievable. Honestly, it's good that I didn't see this in high school because I would have made it my entire fucking personality.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you see one thing and you're like, that's who I am now.
I can't believe I missed this though, because I was right on the money with loving Ryan Gos and loving twee shit, Arcade Fire, Vampy Weeks.
This is so up my alley. He's got, just so you know, a big piano with skulls on top of it.
Oh yeah. He's a little
children
goth
behind
boy.
him. He's wearing a formal button-down shirt.
He looks like a
with
waiter.
a dress vest, which like we all know the kid at college who tried to dress like this.
He's pulling it off.
He sucked.
Yeah.
And Gosling is pulling this off to a point that I think is rude because it's telling other people out there that they can pull it off and you can't.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are there 2 children dressed as mummy? One as a mummy and one as a ghost in his choir?
Yes, definitely. They're all dressed in garb.
Yes.
Some
Okay. So it's a Halloween performance.
No, it's
all
definitely
spooky.
Halloween. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this album is on like all the indie Halloween Spotify lists and
That
such.
checks.
This is Gosling.
Oh, you don't have to turn it up, Miles. It's intended not to be heard.
Oh, sorry. That's a good point.
Ooh, those fucking drums.
It like,
He's also sitting in a wicker chair at a piano. Fuck off.
yeah, rocks.
Fuck off.
Oh, Ryan! Oh, go, Ryan! Take me to Spooky Town! Oh, you little spooky demon boy, you can haunt my house. You could be an old man sitting in my bedroom.
There's those kids. One kid is singing with a full werewolf mask on.
I like that they're all spooky, but they're different spooky.
Yeah.
They're all like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it is in a way for the kids.
One kid's wearing sunglasses with cat ears on. Like, they are cool as shit.
This made their lives too. Like, they're like, Ryan Gosling wants me to sing like a spooky little kid.
See, I think that, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
My mom brought me to this wanting to fuck Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And Ryan said, leave your pussy at the door. It feels fake. If I told you that Ryan Gosling made a spooky album with children.
But again, like, it's not, I had never heard of this before.
No.
Which is crazy.
When you told me this last night, I thought you were fucking with me. And I said, why did he have to involve the children? Now I can't imagine it without.
No, I can't imagine not. And by the way, I'm deeply affected by the music.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to listen to it like
and
on
cry?
the drive home.
Hell yeah. Ooh, when it's like just
Dusk.
starting to sunset. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, my only regret coming into this episode is that I didn't have more time to live with it.
Yeah.
I got to
44 minutes. It's
100%.
a quick album.
But this is something that like I want to like go on a road trip to.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
can't wait for Halloween season. I'm going to be playing this shit nonstop, by the way.
I say it's 44 minutes because it was surprisingly quick for me.
Yeah.
Even though each song is 4 minutes long.
Yeah, they're long songs. It also, I mean, it just speaks to the level of, I don't know, you don't see something like this that's not needing to be liked by the audience so hard. Like often with like celebrity second projects, Jeremy Renner especially exudes this, but it's like
he really wants to be liked.
He wants you to fucking think the album's so good. He wants you, he's like, do you guys, it's good, right? You like the music?
Listened?
You listened?
You listened to it?
Well,
Which one's your favorite song?
What'd you think? You liked it? And this is just like, I don't know, I have an album. Who cares?
He couldn't care less if
No,
you
he
know.
couldn't give a shit about whether you listen to it or not.
Dude.
'Cause it was about the kids.
I can't tell if this makes me like love him more or like actively hate him.
No, I love him so much.
Because it's so... I'm jealous of him.
Yeah, it makes me angry, but in a way that I come around full circling at and go, no, he's just one of the good ones. You think about like back when he was first coming up as a heartthrob, there was that Vine series of the guy trying to feed him cereal.
Oh,
Do you remember this?
Where he
No.
looks away.
was-
You've seen this.
Maybe I have.
So they would take clips of Ryan Gosling where he was like emotional and he would look away. And so the guy was trying to spoon feed him cereal through the TV. It's a goofy bit. And Gosling saw it and responded by like eating cereal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I forget exactly what it was, but it's like he's just always been cool. He's always been good on the joke, and you know, look, we take him for granted, and we shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's inspiring to me to watch this because also you just you don't see people making really, truly fucking bizarre stuff like this anymore.
You know his management was like, no, absolutely not.
Like, you're
We're
the guy
not
from The
taking
Notebook.
time out of this.
No.
You're not going on tour. We're not putting your funds into this. He's like, he fully self-funded this. You know he had to have.
100%.
But like, that's
Paid every
what makes
kid
it...
$1,000. Like, it makes no sense.
Sent them to college. Like, he for sure did this because he fucking wanted to.
It harkens back to a simpler time of art where, like, now I can see people doing something like this to put it on TikTok and like as clips so it goes viral.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, we're going to make this fucking album and it's just going to exist.
'Cause
And
we
that's-
like it.
Because we think it's cool. And now it's like, I can see kids being like, we made this spooky Halloween song of your dreams. Check this out. We got a bunch of kids in it.
Do you know what's funny though? Is like there are two sides of TikTok where it's like those kids.
Yeah.
And then also like I'm a part of like really emotional montage, like almost desktop screensaver moments where like a gorgeous song is playing in the background and it's just a feeling that it pushes. And this album fucks all over that.
Well, I was thinking about using one of these songs for a montage like that. Like,
You should.
I think that I'm surprised these songs aren't trending on TikTok because they're very weird and spooky, but also like,
Let's start it.
let's start it right now.
Us three on TikTok, we have the power.
We have the power.
How many followers you got on TikTok, Zach?
Fuck if I know.
Wow.
Miles?
Privilege. I think I have like 80,000.
Woo!
Maybe 70?
Daddy.
I know.
We
You
should
got
do
a ton,
collab.
yeah?
Well, Hippo has a ton. Let's be very clear. I did not do any of
You rode
this.
that doggy all the way to the bank.
Oh, did I? He's coming out with a toy later this year, guys. Stay
Holy
tuned.
shit, really? It looks like him?
Exclusive info. It looks just like him. It's a plushie.
So I'm looking at, I've been quiet because I was just trying to see what else I could Google, and there's an article by Arun Starkey in Far Out from 2021, revisiting the genius of Ryan Gosling's band Dead Man's Bones. And, they're likening it to sound of the time. You have bands like The Drums, who recently had a TikTok resurgence. Fiona Apple, which I can't believe we didn't mention that. Like, I don't know if you listened to, granted they're talking about old Fiona Apple, but Fetch the Bolt Cutters, which was her 2020 album.
No,
it's
but
like,
even just that name.
It was all her recording in her house, and like she's like smacking the walls. You have a chorus of her dogs barking as the percussion.
Of course.
Whoa.
So very much in that sound. And I can't believe I didn't connect this because their song, Puh Power, that we were talking about, Cat Power did a cover of.
Oh.
Who's Cat Power?
God damn it.
But I didn't want to say
See?
anything.
Too niche.
I said, oh, but then I didn't want Zach to be mad at me.
This is just normal for you.
Because Zach is he knows a lot about music.
Yeah.
He'll
You
come and
guys
be
know
like,
Cat Power. I will play you a song.
Cat Power.
Do you remember? Oh, I was going to say movie trailer, but
Her name is Cat Power.
do you know the song Sea of Love?
Baby, help on down in the riptide.
No, fuck you.
I was like, oh shit. No, Miles.
with me, my love.
Oh, yeah, I've heard
To
this.
the sea. She's great. She's got a lot of great songs, but she did an album of all covers.
How sick would it be for like Harry Styles to do a Dead Man's Bones cover? You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
I'd fucking rip.
Also, why doesn't Ryan Gosling bring this back? Why was it just like a moment in time for him?
If he brought it back now, just the way the internet works, it would be fucking huge.
Did you know, speaking of fucking huge and Ryan Gosling, his
Big
wife,
penis, big penis. He's got,
unfortunately, I do not know.
okay.
His wife, our girl,
Eva?
is the face of a sponge company.
What?
That is like an environmentally friendly sponge that Ryan Gosling has been like dropping through like promotional film interviews he's been doing for a certain project recently.
He's been be like, you should check out my wife's sponge.
And it came up to me as an ad on TikTok, and I went, this is a parody or an SNL sketch or something. And it's a sponge that the logo at the top fades when it's too dirty to be used as clean anymore. Because like your sponge obviously becomes bacterious at a
So
point.
it's like a Scrub Daddy, but just different.
But no,
LCD.
Scrub Daddy doesn't tell you when it's ready to be changed.
I guess not, no.
Normally this is where we would say, is this album a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? For me, it is an absolute pleasure, and I would like to yield my time because I think the end of this article kind of encapsulates all my feelings.
Absolutely.
And it's rare that we get to bring in people smarter than us.
Please.
Yeah. So again, this is from an article by Arun Starkey. And
What a name.
it is a good name. A brilliant opus, meshing the Gothic with the Baroque, folk, and everything else.
Wow.
It shows that there isn't really anything Ryan Gosling can't do.
Damn.
It also goes some way in dispelling the myth that child actors are doomed. It might seem weird to say, but after listening, you'll heed that Ryan Gosling is a true artist.
Oh, man, I agree.
And it also, thinking about it in those terms, it makes me realize, right, he's working with kids because he wants to hone that child artist that probably people tried to corrupt in him.
Yeah.
People probably tried to corrupt that little artist in him and commodify him and commercialize him. And when you think about who you are as a child, that spark of imagination and creativity, for him to create a project and foster a space where he was able to reconnect with that, to be inspired by children, and then also provide them a platform and a place where they got to explore their own creativity in a way that wasn't commodified and worried about the commercialization. It's not worried about how much money can we make. We are going to do something because it's weird, because it's a little spooky, and because we love it.
And that's on inner child healing. This whole project was Ryan Gosling's inner child healing.
No, big time.
I love this album. It's great. I'm going to listen to it more. Dead Man's Bones, I recommend.
Hard P.
A
Hard P.
hard P with just like the softest tab of Guilty P, because it is a Halloween track.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
like
anti-Halloween?
No.
No, it's just
But
specific.
It's super
very-
specific.
It's super
If
specific.
it was like presented as gothic, maybe, but it's Halloween.
Yeah, no, it's spooky. Like it's like Halloween
The
storm
Haunted
music.
Mansion.
Yeah.
This is Halloween. Yeah.
I cannot wait for them crunchy leaves to
me
rear
too.
their head.
The crunchy
Stop.
palm
We're
leaves.
just in the middle of summer. Let's have it while we can.
Oh yeah. I'm ready to get cozy.
Big time.
Gang, this has been Guilty Pleasures Album Reviews. Let us know what you want to see next.
I was just going to ask, does this new version of the podcast not have fun facts? Or did you give us fun facts throughout?
It kind of has fun facts throughout.
I mean, the fact that they played instruments for the first time ever while playing this only 3 times is a pretty fun fact.
that's really cool. And I think that, the idea of no metronome is also fascinating.
Okay, sorry about that. What'd you say?
I'm at Corn Diddy on all the things.
Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
Oh yeah, Miles. Where
I'm
can people find you?
I'm Miles Bond on all the things.
And I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
He'll be back sometime.
He's busy.
He won't be back next episode. You're gonna be gone too.
Are you kidding? What's happening to us?
I know.
Hey man, it's Zach holds down the Fort Summer.
Oh no.
Bye.